Hi, let's look at how to log into Scholastic Reading Inventory. We're going to start on our home page. So we're on our updates, our daily updates here. We're going to click on the materials page of our Schoology course. We're going to scroll down to assessments. It's the blue folder here. We're going to click on SRI, which stands for Scholastic Reading Inventory. And there are 3 steps to follow. So the first step, when I click on it, is a letter to you with a reminder of how to log into this reading assessment. You can make it bigger in its own tab by clicking on this box with the arrow. And it's going to show you an example of what your username should look like. So you want your last name and the first initial of your first name. So mine would be Steele J. And your password will be your LASID. Then I'm going to go back to my Schoology page, and I'm going to click back on SRI, this SRI folder. And now I'm going to look at step 2. Click on step 2. This is the SRI portal to get into the reading inventory. And so the way you're going to log in is using the directions we just opened in step 1. So I can click on those directions by going to this tab that I still have open if I can't remember what to do. So I'm going to go back to the SRI portal. I'm going to put in my last name, first initial. Then I'm going to include my LASID for my password. I want to type slowly and carefully, making sure that there are no capitals and that I'm hitting the correct numbers when I do my password. Then I'm going to hit go on. I'll know it's worked when I sign in and I see this page. And I'm going to follow the directions carefully. The directions say, what kinds of books do you like to read? Pick 3. So I'm going to scroll through this list of kinds of books, and I'm going to pick up to 3. When I'm done, I'm going to click Next. Then I'm going to get some directions with some example questions of how to do this reading assessment. The example questions do not count for your reading assessment, but they show you how this program works. So you want to follow closely. Make sure you're muted so we're not disrupting anyone else while they're taking their assessment. When you finish SRI, you will know because you will get a list of books at the end, and they're going to be based on how you did on this assessment and the kinds of books you chose on this very first page. So I'm going to pretend that I finished my assessment, and I'm going to log out. I'm going to click yes. And now that I've finished, I'm going to go back to my Scholastic Reading Inventory folder, and I'm going to go to step 3. And in step 3, I'm going to make this bigger so I can read it easier into a new tab. Step 3 says, in the back of my reader's notebook, write down the following: today's date, my Lexile level, and the title and author of the books that interest you from this SRI list that you just completed. Well, I just logged out, so my list may be gone, but my hope is you'll keep your list up so you can record some titles that look interesting to you with the author's name in the back of your reader's notebook where we set them up. Then, after I've taken several minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to do number 1, I'm going to make sure I log off of SRI within the program like I just showed you a second ago. I'm going to log off of Schoology when we're done with class, when it's time to do that, by coming up here and clicking on my name and then going to the drop down here. And then I'm going to follow the rest of my directions once we're done with class. So I hope that helps you navigate Scholastic Reading Inventory. It's a very good assessment to give us a gauge on your Lexile level, your reading level right now. And we will talk more about reading levels in class. So happy taking this assessment. Do your best.